Hey guys, just wanted to take a moment and update you on what's currently happening here at Pawhuska's First Baptist Church. Now, I know many of you are asking questions. I've even received a few text messages asking some questions and are looking for some info on what is First Baptist Church doing, especially in light of the news that Governor Stitt, beginning May 1, is implementing phase 1 of reopening Oklahoma and is encouraging churches to be a part of phase 1. Now, for us here specifically at First Baptist Church, I'm happy to inform you that after visiting with our deacon body and just praying and asking for God's wisdom, we have decided, especially in light of the statistics for our area specifically, I'll talk to you about that here in a second, we have decided to open up and begin having services this Sunday, May the 3rd. Now, let me share with you specifics on why we've made that decision and then what that's going to look like, because it's going to be a lot different. There's no way that we are going to jump right back in and continue to hold services and do things the way we've done them for all the decades leading up, much less even in January and February. But first, let me share with you why we've come to that conclusion and what information we had to reason out and as we're praying through and seeking God on making this decision. First of all, if you're not aware, Governor Stitt has done an incredible job of being transparent with the information of reported cases of COVID-19 in our state. Right now, you can go to coronavirus.health.ok.gov, or if you want the shortened version, just go to ok.gov, and right there is a link that you can click on to give you real-time, up-to-date stats on coronavirus, how it's affecting our state, how it's affecting our county, and one that we really looked at specifically, how it is affecting our city and our zip code. Even the 74056 area, which is not just Pawhuska, but a lot of the surrounding area, as many of you know, even extends up towards the Kansas border. As we begin looking at the information, here's what we found. In all of 2020, total, since this whole thing began, we have had 10 cases of COVID-19. Now, that does not necessarily mean that every case required hospitalization. That does not mean that every case required ICU or ventilators or anything like that. But of all the testing that's been done, as testing's become more available, we have had 10 positive confirmations of active COVID-19 in our zip code. Now, out of those 10, 7 of those have fully recovered and have come back with negative tests. They've tested afterwards negative for COVID-19 being active in their system. So what that means is currently, right now, at this moment, we have 3 ongoing cases, and each of those cases we do not take lightly. We continue to pray for those daily as we get the numbers and praying that God would continue to bring healing. That also does not mean that all 3 of those have been hospitalized or required ICU and ventilators and those kind of things. But they are taking necessary measures and precautions and making sure that those stay contained. Now, what that also means and other information is as of the latest information we've had 0 cases being treated at Pawhuska Hospital. Any cases that have been treated have been in Bartlesville, Tulsa, surrounding areas, those kind of things. But here at our regional local hospital, we've had 0 cases of COVID-19 that have required hospitalization and been treated in our hospital facilities. Now, with that real-time data and that real-time number, we do not, again, take those things lightly, but we also want to make sure that we are basing our decisions on prayer. We're basing those decisions on the information that we have. And we feel like it is okay for us to begin easing back in and being a part of that first phase of coming together and gathering together once again with mitigation for our Sunday morning worship service. Now, it's going to be a little different and it's going to look different. And let me share with you some of those differences and things that are taking place. First of all, we will have 2 services on Sunday morning. And we will be using both of our facilities here on our campus. Now, what that means is the 9 o'clock service is our first service, and that will be in our sanctuary, and we are reserving that time for our elderly saints, or for those who feel like they're part of the at-risk part of the population. Now, we are not naive enough to think that once we open up the doors, that our senior adults and our elderly are not going to come. We love you guys. We cherish you guys. We know that for decades you have been faithful. You've been faithful together. You've been faithful to God and His kingdom and to His church. And we want to honor you and love you and provide you with the safest environment possible. And that's why at 9 a.m. you will gather, and if you decide to come, you will gather in the sanctuary. Now, we're not requiring that everybody be here. We're not going to be revoking anybody's memberships. We're not going to be looking down on anyone for not coming. In fact, I'm expecting that we probably will not have many that do come. And let me tell you, if you decide to stay home, we love you, we honor you, we cherish you, we completely understand, and we support you and cheer you on to stay home and watch online or be involved and engaged that way. If you do decide to come, that does not mean that you are reckless, that you are a risk taker, that you are just willy-nilly flying off the handle. We understand that you have your own motivations, your own convictions, your own desire to come and be here. And we, again, honor you. We love you. That's why we want to provide that safe environment for you. And so we will gather at 9 a.m. Again, that is for our elderly saints, that we can provide a safe as possible environment for you. And we will gather in the sanctuary. Now, when you come, some things will be different. We've removed a lot of the things in our foyer and a lot of just ways to decrease contact. You'll notice the doors will already be open, so nobody has to touch the doors to open them for you. We will not have bulletins that we hand out or anything like that. And when you enter into the sanctuary, the doors will already be open. So again, you don't have to open the doors. But you'll notice that every other pew, every other row is going to be blocked off. We will continue to practice social distancing of being 6 feet apart, and we encourage you and ask you to be respectful and honor that as we continue to gather back together. We also want to encourage you to practice personal responsibility and to wear your mask, wear your gloves. If you do not have a mask, we will have some and have them available for you. We will also have hand sanitizer available and encourage people to use that if you do not have gloves. Another thing that will be different is the service format itself will only be a 45-minute service. We will sing 3 songs, have a time of prayer, and a short message. And so we won't be having a meet and greet time. We won't be passing the plate, that kind of thing. If you are driven by the Spirit to continue to be faithful in your worship to God by giving your tithes and your offerings, the offering boxes will be by the doors so you can participate that way. But that'll be some of the differences in the service. Again, we are asking you to practice social distancing. We'll continue to encourage that and ask that of you, which means that not necessarily like if a husband and wife come together, we're going to make you sit 6 feet apart. But we are asking, because you guys have been around each other the whole time, that whoever sits next to you is sitting on the other end of the pew or the other end of the row, or within at least a good 6 to 8 feet space in between you guys, and for the next person to sit. And again, of course, every other row will be blocked off. So if we block off the area where you normally sit, I want you to know that is not anything personal. We love you, we honor you, we cherish you, but we do ask you to find another place to sit instead of in those spots. All right. Now that's the 9 o'clock service. The 10:30 service, second service, will be at 10:30, and it will be across the street in the fellowship center. We will have it arranged with chairs and rows and spaced out 6 feet apart, social distance, where your families can sit together but distance from other people. And we will have it set up. Also, in both locations, we are going to ask that the restrooms be for emergency use only. They will be open and available. However, again, we ask that those be for emergencies only. We are condensing the services. They are going to be shorter, but again, we understand if you got to go, you got to go. But please use those for emergencies only. For both services, 9 a.m. and 10:30, we will not be having children's church. We will not be having nursery or any of things like that. And so please be prepared for that. If you come to the 10:30 service and you have children, bring them with you. Please keep them with you. Do not let them run around and those kind of things. And if it's easier for you to stay home and watch from home, we understand. Again, we love you. We honor you. In fact, I've got probably the two youngest kids in the church, and most likely for this Sunday, at least, my wife and kids will not be there just because of how rowdy and rambunctious my kids are, and trying to get them to sit for 45 minutes. Even in some areas proceeding forward, we'll have family areas set up with tables where kids can color and draw and that kind of stuff. But for this Sunday, we want you to know that if you have kids, we encourage you to bring them if you feel safe doing so. But again, we're asking for social distancing, and please help us out with that. Now, that's for those who attend. Now, I want you to know that we will continue to live stream and put on Facebook Live and our other platforms the Sunday morning service. We will be live streaming the 9 o'clock service in the sanctuary at your own convenience if you're not able to tune in and watch at 9 o'clock. And the reason we're doing that is because we do not want you to feel pressured to have to attend this Sunday. We know that there are many who are out and about already that are doing their grocery shopping and going to that. And listen, we know that this is something that is personal, and so we want to open up and be available for you. But we also know that there are many who have the conviction to stay home, to be safe. And listen, we love that. We honor that. We encourage that. And so if you do not feel comfortable coming and being a part of the service in person, that is completely and entirely okay. I want you to know we are not going to be removing membership. We are not going to be chastising anyone. And if anybody gives you any kind of grief, I'm telling you right now, as your pastor who loves you dearly, you come talk to me and I'll handle it for you. I'll take care of it on your behalf. All right. But here's what I want you to know, that we love you, we cherish you. If you choose not to come, that does not make you any less of a church member. That does not mean that you love us any less. That does not mean that we love you any less. It also does not mean that you are less holy, less righteous. Listen to me, you are covered by the blood of Jesus. You are just as holy and righteous under Him as anyone else. And we encourage you, if you don't feel comfortable coming, stay home, continue to connect with us online, continue to be unified with us in spirit from your homes and from your living rooms. And listen, we are honored and blessed to be a part of your spiritual walk and to continue to do life together with you in your homes. And so I can't overemphasize that enough. That we love you, and if you do not feel comfortable coming, please do not feel pressured to come, okay? Again, we love you, and we want you to continue to worship with us from your living room, online, connect with us in that way, and that is completely and totally okay, and is more than okay, all right? So we just want you to know that. For other changes and things that are taking place, I want you to know that we will not be having Sunday school, and we do not have a timeline of when that will start back up. That is set in stone. We will not be having Sunday night services or Wednesday night services. We don't have a timeline for those as well. We're just continuing to take it 1 week at a time. I also want you to know that we will continue to be providing online content. We will be doing daily devotionals every morning that are available online. We will be continuing to live stream our services, and those will be available online. You'll also be hearing announcements in the coming weeks of online Bible study for you to do with your family online. And as we enter into phase 2, we're exploring the possibilities of maybe even encouraging families together in homes, 2 or 3 families in homes that are willing to host, and beginning in-home small groups with those online Bible studies. And so that is something that we will be looking forward to in the future as we continue to ease back together. I want you to know, if you have any questions, please contact me. I would love to speak with all of you and to answer any questions you may have. If you have any encouragement and prayer requests, I encourage you to contact me. If you just want to encourage and say, Pastor, we're praying for you, you can reach out and contact me. If you have concerns and you're worried about any of this, I want you to know my phone is open and ready to receive your call as well. You can contact me on my cell phone, 580-483-9919. You can also reach out to me by email, justin@pawhuskafbc.org. And I want you to know, as your pastor, I can't tell you enough how much I love you, how much I'm excited to do life with you, how much I'm excited to be a part of your spiritual walk and your spiritual journey with Christ, and to be a part of leading His church and to do what we need to do in order to encourage the fellowship and the growing and the maturing in our faiths. And so whether that's online or in person, I know God is using it. I know that His word does not return void. And I know that everything we do, we want to do for the Holy Spirit and for His glory. And so thank you so much for taking the time to stay up to date. You'll be receiving a letter in the mail soon with the details that I've shared with you. And so I know we have some that are not connected with us on social media and don't have internet capabilities. They'll be receiving the same information. And if they contact you, or if anyone contacts you with questions, if you feel comfortable answering them, do so. If not, and you want to refer them to me, you go right ahead. I would love to field any questions. I look forward to seeing you guys, whether it's this Sunday or in the near future. May God bless you, and may God continue to richly bless you, and may God continue to watch over our area, continue for this virus to diminish and to decline. And all of this, remember, it's all about Him, not about us. Thank you, and God bless.